And they put me in jail to teach me a lesson at 7 years old. To see and to witness and to experience hunger, it can break a child down. Growing up, I always felt like life was against me. I believed I was a victim. I believe my circumstances defined me. And there is nothing I can do about it. But one day, I had to snap out of it. I realized I had the power to change my mindset and take control of my life. My life, since the age of 4 years old, being sent to Ecuador with no mom, no dad, to live with strangers. Being left there to be abused, to be put down, to be neglected, to be shown no love was the hardest thing I've ever had to overcome in my life. So living in that life, living in those circumstances, I thought would define my life. I thought I was nothing. I thought that if my mother can send me away to Ecuador and leave me there, I was worthless. That I was nothing. That my life was expected to do nothing with. Because if my mother can give up on me, the rest of the world will. So I lived in victimhood my whole entire life. I thought my life was worth nothing. I thought people should have a pity party for me. I thought I was supposed to be nothing. So that's what I started doing. I started to become nothing. I started to live my life as if it did not matter. That I didn't want to accomplish anything with my life because my mother gave up on me. Because I thought, if my own mother can't love me, if my own mother can't stay there with me and go through these obstacles that I went through as a 4-year-old to 8 years old, what am I? If the person that was supposed to be watching me can hit me, can abuse me, can hit me for something that I've never done before because somebody else said that I did it, hit me not with a regular belt, with a stick, with anything they can get their hands on. Being put in jail at 7 years old because I did not take something, but they said I did. And they put me in jail to teach me a lesson at 7 years old. To see and to witness and to experience hunger at a level that I've never ever seen in the United States of America, it can break a child down. To go to sleep at night with no food, with no love, and the only thing you can count on in this world is abuse, is neglect, every single day of your life. Of course I thought I was a victim. Of course I thought I was worth nothing. Because that's all I ever was taught. That's all I ever knew. So for the rest of my life, I thought I was the victim. I thought my circumstances defined me in the past. Until one day I woke up and said, I'm no longer a victim. I'm no longer this worthless kid at 4 years old. I'm no longer this hopeless kid. In 2020, I finally got the wake-up call. I finally understood that my life is worth living. That my life, from here on, I define. Not my circumstances, not my hurdles, not my mother, not my father, not the people who abused me in Ecuador, but I do. I had to wake up. And I want to thank David Goggins for his book, Can't Hurt Me. That book actually showed me that vulnerability has power. By facing your trauma, by facing your hurdles, by facing your darkness, can be brought out some light. By having to go back into that time of my life at 4 years old to 8 and actually face it, and actually see it for what it was probably one of the hardest things I did. But when I did that, I was no longer a victim. I was no longer that kid. I came out that other end with God. I came out that other end with power. I came out the other end as a hero. Because I realized that in my mind, I always was that hurt kid. I always was that kid that can't get nothing done right. Because I was always told that I'll be worthless, that I will end up nowhere, that I'm nothing. That's my life taught me. But one thing I've noticed by going back into there, I am powerful. I am strong. I am unbreakable. Because to go through what I went through at 4 years old and never have the feeling of giving up, never having the feeling of I can't do this anymore, never having the feeling like I don't want to be here anymore. Because my whole entire life, I always told myself, I have to somehow be something. I have to actually become worth something. But I got stuck in that rut. No matter how hard I try to dig out of it, the more I will fall. So let's think about that. We all go through trauma. We all go through obstacles. But if we change one thing, and one thing only in this world, how much beautiful the world would be. And that's changing our mindset. Changing the way we think. Changing the way we look at ourselves. Changing how we approach life. The mindset is so powerful. The mind is so powerful. That if we sit there and negative talk ourselves, and sit there and say we're worthless, and sit there and say we're not powerful, we start to believe it. People think that outside sources break us down more than inner sources. I'm here to tell you, no, you are your own worst enemy. The man in the mirror will bring yourself down every single day. It would tell you you're not capable. It would tell you you're worthless. It would tell you, stay down. Don't get up. It's okay. You're a victim. And you live in that for the rest of your life. It took me to almost 30 years old to realize, nah, man, I gotta change my mindset. I'm so much more capable than I ever thought I was. And I started to push myself every single day. I started to find my 100%. I started to find my why. And it started by changing my mindset. It started by changing the way I think of myself and the way I view myself. I'm no longer looking for outside acceptance. I'm no longer looking for people to love me. I'm no longer looking for people to accept me. Because I accept me. I know the trauma and the trials and tribulations I've been through, and I've overcome every single one of them. There's power in that. But we have to use it by changing our mindset, by facing our fears, by facing our darkness. And when you get out that tunnel and you see the light for what it is, you start to see how powerful you are. Because your mind will never go back in there and say, you're weak, you're worthless. It will say, wow, you're a hero, you're powerful. How did you overcome that? So when you face a new obstacle, when you face a new hurdle, you can go back inside your mind and say, no, motherfucker, you've gotten through this. You've gotten through that. You're going to let this obstacle define you? This obstacle bring you down? I just failed my Ironman. I trained for 16 weeks as hard as I could with a bad neck, a bad back. Last moment, my neck gave out. I couldn't swim. I couldn't even start the event. But instead of staying in that rut and saying, whoa, it's me, poor me, blah, 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 I went, when I was getting a needle in my neck, I thought to myself, how can I overcome this? How? I was down for an hour feeling bad for myself. I said, how? You know what? I can't swim, but I can still ride my bike. So I rode my bike for over 100 miles that day and ran for 5 miles. I would have ran more if the storm wasn't that bad. But it was bad. Couldn't see, couldn't do anything. It was unsafe. But that was a win for me. Because I could have stood in the rut. I could have said to the person, to myself, well, you're out of luck. Stay home. Do nothing. Live in pity party. Because the event told me I could not participate if I couldn't complete the swim. I couldn't do everything else. But you know what? I'll make my own event. And that's what I'm talking about, changing your mindset. That when one hurdle, one wall, one obstacle is put in your way, you break it down and you laugh at it. And you find a new way to overcome. So remember, you must change your mindset. You must face your fears and you must go through your darkness. That's the only way life will get better and life will change. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all the support. If you're watching this for the first time, please subscribe to my channel. Please subscribe to my Instagram and please subscribe to my TikTok. Remember, work hard today for a better tomorrow, and I'll see you on my next video.